Hello everybody, Mental Fox here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Avowed. Well, right at the end of the last episode, we leveled up. So I went in here to my character sheet and I spent a point on perception. I really feel like this is something important for my ranger. So I now have a plus 17% critical hit chance and a plus 28% maximum range. And then for my abilities, I went with Shadowing Beyond. Channel the Beyond, becoming invisible and draining essence until your next combat action. I think that'll probably come in handy at some point. So I went with that. That's what I decided to do. Now, we're going to look around here a little bit. We spent a lot of time speaking with Sargamis in the last episode. I actually hope he doesn't have anything else he wants to say to us, but let's check with him.
I am glad to see you again. To what do I owe the pleasure of your return, brother?
I should go.
Of course. Explore to your heart's content. But please refrain from touching my statue or devices.
Don't touch his statue.
I will be here if you return.
Do we trust him? I don't know. I sure acted like I did in the last episode. We told him everything. Now let's look around a little bit. Oh, did I? Oh no, that's just those plants that kind of glow. You know what? Out of respect, I'm not gonna destroy stuff. I mean, destroy pottery, but what's this right here? Oh, look at this. It sure acts like I could break this. Oh, there we go.
They protect my devices.
Uh-huh. So we've got one of those essence generators there. That's interesting. What do they do exactly? I mean, do I want to go around turning on his essence generator? I don't know. Ooh, neat. Go for a ride. Oh, travel to Dawnshore. What? Really? Let's see where this takes us, just out of curiosity. So we could come back down here. Okay. Well, hopefully there's not a bunch of monsters up here waiting to kill us. Oh, neat. Unspent ability points. Really? I already spent them. That's... Okay. There's a little bit of a bug in the game here, right? Because I got this up to 6 before. And I chose... I chose... Oh, okay. No, sorry. I chose Shadowing Beyond, and the game forgot when I came back to Dawnshore. Interesting. See where we are on the map. We're over here now. Go straight to the Eothasian Temple. We were over here. Now we're over here. Cool. Well, that's pretty neat. Journal's been updated, but what has it been updated with? Oh, a tutorial where it tells me about... Oh, the wizard ledger screen that I accidentally clicked on. Okay. All right. A little camp out here, it looks like. Hey, look, somebody left us a present. Silver Fennings, Softwood Branch, Pelts, Common Wand. Here's a Fruitful Wine. Incomplete Lecture. How do I live if there is no consolation? When he left the world, I was emptied of divinity. I am a slave now to desire for it. I am unmoored from space and time. I am a body persisting until it is gone. Nothing. Is that what he wanted me to become? Over here. Ooh, we're going to help ourselves to some Burned Lady. Wow, this is some pretty dramatic music that's playing over here. Some eggplants. Some peppers. Oh gosh, I'm just terrible. Look at me taking all their stuff. Cooked rabbit bits. Saint Waidwen, farmer become god. With the mention of the name Waidwen, most folk think of only one word, Godhammer. While this event echoes through the ages and is still felt years after the destruction of Yvonne Bridge, Waidwen's humble beginnings belie the powerful force he would grow into. Waidwen lived an unassuming life in a remote area of Radsaris. I don't know how to pronounce that. The son of Vorlas' fathers. He toiled in the fields alongside his father for 22 years until his father's death. The farm then fell to him to run. He considered selling, but had no other skills upon which to draw, so he set on the path of Vorlas farmer as well. Nothing of note was recorded in Waidwen's life until 4 years after his father's death. One day, while working the fields, Waidwen's life was irrevocably changed. In his words, night was falling, the fingers of dusk already gripping the sky. The sun had dipped behind the world's edge, and stars were peeking from beyond the shroud. The day was still, and darkness had blanketed the field. I placed my last harvest of the day into the collection pile when from behind me arose a brilliant light. I turned, fear in my breast, knowing not what could have caused such intense radiance. Behind me stood a blazing figure, resplendent in glory. Its white flesh glowed with a luminescent radiance, its head a blinding ball of light, brighter than the highest sun of mid-year. I averted my gaze, afraid I would be struck down for daring to gaze upon such a creature. A sudden peace washed over me, sweeping away my fear, leaving my troubled soul tranquil. A loving warmth wrapped its arms around me. A voice spoke to me as I stood, transfixed, trying to both see this glorious being and avoid its dazzling scrutiny. "Fear not," it said to me, "for you are chosen above all others. You will be the light to bring about the rebirth of an empire." It then held out its hand and bestowed upon me a vision of power such that I could scarcely contain it. Waidwen, disheveled and dirty, stumbled into his village the next morning, telling all who would listen about the miracle that happened in his fields. Eothas himself, he claimed, had appeared to him. He was to punish the Adirian governor for leading his people into ruin. A way would be provided, and those faithful who helped would be blessed when the divinity manifested. Villagers ignored him, convinced the loss of his parents had broken his mind. But Waidwen continued to preach of the power of Eothas and the corruption of the governor, eventually earning him the ire of the locals. His confrontations with the villagers hit a turning point one day in mid-autumn. A crowd had gathered around Waidwen, jeering him and telling him to leave the village. The Vorlas crop that season was particularly light, and the villagers blamed Waidwen, saying he had angered the gods, particularly Eothas, with his blasphemy. They backed him into one of the withered fields, yelling at him to go. Accounts of the inciting action are hazy. Some say a stone was thrown, others say he was pushed, others still say he simply tripped over a dry root sticking from the ground. Regardless of the cause, Waidwen landed face down on the ground, the villagers standing over him laughing. "Enough!" A voice, not Waidwen's, boomed across the field. Waidwen looked up at the crowd, his eyes glowing with a blinding white light. He stood but did not stand. One moment he was on the ground, and the next he was standing before the crowd, who cowered before him. "You dare deny me?" The voice spoke through Waidwen's mouth. "You dare refuse my servant?" Waidwen's arms raised, beginning to luminesce. "You dare require proof?" His arms went out to his sides. "Never ask again, lest you be burned in the light of the new dawn." There was a flash of light from Waidwen's eyes and hands, and the entire field sprang to life. The once dried and brittle plants became full, lush, and verdant. The crowd was silent. From somewhere in the back came a call of, "Praise Eothas!" And then they all fell to their knees in front of Waidwen, farmer turned god. Good stuff. We learned a little bit about Waidwen from Sargamis, talking to him. Well, actually, we learned about it from a book we picked up. Speaking of books, here's another one over here. Somebody's got a book hiding underneath their bed called A Very Good Farmer. The spine of this book bears a stamp designating it as part of the restricted collection of the Halls Obscured. It appears to have been stolen. Every page is filled with closely packed writing and illustrations. One passage reads, Saint Waidwen pursed his lips and stared down the glowing, glowering visage which appeared at him between stalks of Vorlas. He gripped the wooden shaft of his scythe, slick with sweat from his palms, the hands of a working man, which he was. "Then you're Eothas, then," he said. "That I am," said the god. "Then you already know what I want," said the farmer, who was Waidwen. "That I do." Waidwen unknotted the taut cord which restrained his ponytail and let the flowing, flowering locks cascade around his shoulders and rest over the shelf of his bosom. He winked and cleared his throat before winking again. "I've got a candle. Hasn't been lit properly." Eothas moved closer and... The passage cuts off abruptly with a series of jagged notes pressed deeply into the parchment. Eora is not ready for this, so we've got some Waidwen fanfic. Nice. Nice. We could walk over here and look out. What the? Calm down back there, guys. Ooh, we got some bears down. Oh, this is neat. Haha, bears. What are you going to do about it? Oh, the bears are angry. Oh, I'm so scared of you, bears. Oh. No, don't jump down. No. Oh, come on. I did not anticipate them jumping down there. You morons. Well, you're on your own. I'm not going down there. You want to fight bears? Go right frickin' ahead. I'm not going to help you. Well, so what happens if I just, go back down the this elevator here? Will they magically appear beside me? I think they will. I forgot that they were going to do that. Essence potion here.
Better part of valor.
There we go. Yeah, the better part of valor. Not fighting. Gentlemen, shall we return to the Eothasian Empire? Or temple? Why did I say empire? I don't know. I kind of liked standing up there looking at the bears. It's a shame that they jumped down there and attacked them. What? Unspent ability points again? What is going on? Okay, this is very disturbing. I mean, this is the third time I've done this. That is disturbing. I'm gonna hit F5. That's very strange. So, what is up with this essence generator we just found? I'm intrigued. That may come into play later, I don't know. I'm not gonna go fire shock at it just yet, because I don't want to anger him any more than we probably already have. Well, there's a lever here.
I'm afraid that won't work until you've returned the splinter.
Is that so? Maybe I'll just go get the splinter and keep it for myself. Ooh, letter to Sargamis. Sargamis, it has been some time since your last correspondence, and I do hope that you are still well. Have the materials and spare equipment from my lab proven reliable? You know how temperamental and finicky old equipment gets. I swear these machines have souls of their own. But I digress. I look forward to hearing the latest news about your progress. I have no doubt that the completion of your project will change the world, and knowing you, it will certainly be for the better. That I have had a part to play in this fills me with a deep joy and satisfaction. Perhaps one day they shall write about us. I can see it now. The Oracle and the Visionary, a titillating tale of two thinkers and their thoroughly thought-provoking theories. On second thought, perhaps simply the Oracle and the Visionary will suffice. Eagerly awaiting your response, your friend Vitor. P.S. It is good that I forgot to send this after it dried, or Ulrask would be very cross with me if I did not relay once more that he is, and I quote, rather looking forward to giving Sargamis's oversized animat a proper thrashing if he ever gets it functional. Oh, that Ulrask. Until next time, my friend. So, yeah, I guess, this thing, I don't want to call it coming to life, but I guess kind of. It'll come to life like a golem, maybe, once you give it some power. Hate to think of what his plans are for it. But we'll probably find out. We might even have to fight it ourselves. I don't know. A switch. Nothing. Probably because it doesn't have the juice it needs. What's going on down here? I got a pathway. Ah. Ooh. Oh. Lockbox. Inside we find ourselves common dagger, couple of pelts, iron chunk, awakened wood. Awakened wood. This irregular chunk of wood seems to hold a trace of life within it. Cool. So, does this work? It does. Careful, please. Okay, we got a path up here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see if there was another way around here. Not that there's anything here. Okay, just wanted to see. Alright, before we turn right, I want to walk up these stairs and get a closer look at this thing. Cool. Haha, Statue of Eothas, missing splinter of Eothas. We got these symbols, and we saw one of these symbols earlier in this cave. Don't know what they do or if they do anything. I'm gonna help myself to some grog and some fruitful wine, and I'm gonna read his journal. 2828 Reyestu. I don't know. He is gone, but he is still with me. What form should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in high crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold, for this remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth of the empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do instead with the wealth of the land. Does he not know about that elevator right over there? Granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees. I must work without ceasing until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. 2828 Terestu. He is beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, a temple within this temple of the godless. But when I prayed over my plans for the building's construction, I received a vision of Eothas's Titan as it had existed in its time. A body of strange flesh and bone, hundreds of feet tall, astride the land with the Pantheon at his side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships of the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I know not, but I shall remake him as he was in my own fashion. 2829 Magiverno. He is complete. But the statue I have made is inert, lifeless, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient in it and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. 2829 Imprima. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious Adracor. It glimmers even in the low light of this cavern's ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn to this penumbral place as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire, they celebrate spring dawn today, or they would have prior to the Saints' War. I wonder what of him remains in the beyond after his disillusion at Ukaizo. I long to be with him again. 2829 Pre-Prima. What if I did not have to wonder? What if? Pretty cool. Oh, more fun over here. Or not. No fun at all. There's no fun to be had over here, guys. No reason for... They just look ridiculous. Ah, but maybe I could go over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. So much for not breaking any boxes. Health potion. Oh, oh. Electric lily seed. Oh, well. Wow. Oh, there's more over here. Check it out. I love how easy jumping in is in this game. It makes me happy. Reminder, source fresh lumber. Niall only seems to be able to source rotten lumber, and the contemptible stuff cannot withstand the damp of this cavern. I must find someone who can fell and hew fresh trees, or my fragile generators will be at the mercy of the Zorops. The little bastards are remarkably curious. Okay, so that explains why he has these covered up.
Stop! These devices are fragile.
He's not very happy, but he's not angry enough that he's going to attack us or anything. Almost looks like there's something up there as a bucket. But I don't know of a way to get up there and check it out. Hard to tell from here. Oh, maybe. Oh, 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 that hurt a lot. Oh my gosh, I landed. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. All right, I need to go back up there. Man, it didn't hurt them at all. Their health is fine. Wow, those guys will follow me to the end of the earth. I need to remember that. Oh, that was great. Okay, now I need to do some more platforming here. Okay, we're going to go over here. Whoops, I was running and then I stopped running. Okay. Yeah. Here, and now we're going to go in here. What have we here? What's going on right there? There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I want to jump across first. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, I hear twinklies. I do love me some twinklies. This is fun. Look how far down there he is. Look at this view. Awesome. Yeah. This is great. Yeah, and here we're going to help ourselves to Essence Potion. A little sleeping place here. Goodness, we're just going to help ourselves to this chest because... Just because. I can't help it. Guess this is as high as it gets. A little work area here. History of the Living Lands Toon Lacuna. Ooh. What are we to make of the absence of the Engwithans from the Living Lands? I think often of the hundreds of years I spent in the Eastern Reach. In all my time there, never once were the ruins of Engwith out of my sight. A trio of their standing stones loomed from the peak of a nearby hill through my bedroom window, and the long shadows of their machines fell every day over my church. The roads we trod were their roads, and the walls that divided up our land were their walls. Their temples became our markets. Our fields were littered with their tools. No mountain, nor river, nor forest could stop their building, and with their technology they mastered the world. The Ingwithins laid the foundation of Eora. We, the living, are merely the skin atop their bones. But they never made it to the living lands. How can that be so? Awesome. Not bad. That's a cozy little place up here. I'm sure this won't hurt at all. Okay. All right. Time for us to move on, I believe. We're going to go start looking for the, I mean, we're still looking for the expedition team, and we're also going to optionally retrieve the relic. I say optionally. We're definitely going to try to anyway. A lot of inventory here. All right, you guys ready? Ready to move forward, Kai? You ready, Marius? Let's go. Go that way. Door, it's barred. Oh, but I do want to see what's on the other side of that door. Here's a little bit of electric lily seed.
Bridge has collapsed up ahead. My gut says that's the way to the relic.
Huh. I hear a twinkly. A barred door here. That's where we were. And if we go around this way, is there a secret passage or something that I missed? I don't see any way to go. What's okay? Yeah, we were up there. Well, I would say I'll try to remember that door for later, but well, yeah, we know how that goes. But as of right now, I don't know any way to go to it.
This reminds me of the Strangle Route. But how is anything this big going all the way down here? We'll have to swim through the root tunnel to get through here.
Kind of looking that way. Beautiful. It really is. Is there someplace I could breathe here? There we go. There's an enemy in that direction, according to my compass. Any goodies down here for us? Ooh. Clay tablet. This clay tablet is inscribed with a flowing vertical script in a language you've never seen before. Yul Hesiza Yazuha Lu Yedes Rageda Migali Head Sayapaya Enwitin Kagid Yul Gappy Pooby. Uh-huh. Yep. And unfortunately, we can't take it with us, so I'll never know what it says. I will never know what it says. I'm just seeing if there's anything to see. Oh. Oh man, I want to get in that. I want to get in that. There's enemies right around the corner. This is interesting, all these bookshelves. This water can't be good for these books. Oh, there's another one of those symbols. We're going to go back out here. Because I did not go... Oh, maybe there is nowhere to go. Go in here. Okay. Okay. Some light shining here. That's interesting. What do you think about that over there? Do you think I'm supposed to shoot that with, or not shoot it, but throw something electric at it? I don't know if I could throw that far. Go here to my throwables. So I'm going to go to electric lily seed because that's shocky. I'm going to hit F5 in case this doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Bzzzt. Okay, that opened that gate down there. That's so cool. Now, golden skellings, vessel flesh, softwood branch, a couple of pelts. Huh. Okay. So when it turns like that turquoise color, that means it has power, I guess. Anything else down here before I move on? Don't see anything. It's like the guys decided not to follow me down here. Breakable wall? Oh, they're the guys. Let's throw a grenade at that. Let's go blowing up this ancient temple. Okay, this just takes us back in here. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. I've already been in here. Did I see this book? I didn't. Nodes. Ah, check it out. Notes on Godless Language Translation. Oh, this should be fun. This should be fun. This damp tome collects the Oracle's wide-ranging and often contradictory thoughts on the origin and translation of the Godless's written language. His musings range across the page at odd angles, at times clearly carefully considered, at other times dashed off improvisational inspired. Arrows loop across the pages to stab at phrases, and dates are circled and underlined with such ferocity the parchment tears. Given the book's length and density, it would appear the Oracle labored over the mysteries of the Godless for several years before ultimately turning his attention elsewhere. A small sample reads, "The Godless wrote, that much is clear, but their tablets are nevertheless maddeningly rare. What few I find in the ruins appear to have been crushed, and their rooms that look as though they were intended to house great libraries are left utterly bare. And when I do find something of interest, it's rarely intact. The Godless came to these lands centuries ago, and some degradation in their tablets is to be expected, such is the nature of hand-shaped and fired clay, but they couldn't have been in the living lands for more than 2,000 years. I feel a mind at work here. Someone or several someones must have sought their writing out and destroyed it, which makes the possibility of translating their script only appear ever more remote. Structures of their sentences shift wildly across decades, or else I understand even less of their grammar than I thought. But my God, tell me, what inspires a culture to suddenly shift from subject-object-verb to subject-verb-object, or to case their nouns, and then, as if by fiat, to not? I feel that at least a shadow of an answer must lie in the one complete tablet in my possession, and in a word that appears in nearly every fragment I find. Enwitten. Okay, I don't know if that's going to help us translate that thing we saw down below or not. Remember, we found a tablet that we couldn't read. I think this is it. Huh. Well, there's that Enwitten word. Okay. Didn't help us translate it. I thought that that book was going to have like some cipher in it, but it did not. And alas, we still cannot translate that tablet. It doesn't sound like the Oracle had much luck translating it either. You know, have I seen any fish in these waters that we've been swimming around in anywhere in the game? I don't know. Let me go up here only to jump down in more water. Okay, so we know there's some enemies right around the corner here. I don't know what they are yet. Oh, spiders. That one's dead.
Oh, no, you don't.
There's another one. Oh, dude. And, oh, there's more. Tie that one up, this ivory spinner. Gonna tell Marius to tie him up. And hopefully by the time his thing is done, mine will come back. It did. Dude, you need to get out of my way. Oh, he's dead, I guess.
Another win. Who's counting?
Another win. Good job, team. Good job. Here we find ourselves a waterlogged book. The writing in this tome is dense and spidery, and it advances across the page at a sprint as if its author's pen had been enchanted with a spell for celerity. Whatever muse ensorcelled it will never be revealed, however, for the book's fragile pages swiftly disintegrate in your hands. Okay. Ooh, a spider leg. There's a bunch of essence here. Another spider leg. Here. The collected annals of Lengrath. Whomever copied this work appears to have been in a great hurry, as if they feared being caught. The gods strip us of who we are on every turn about the wheel, mercilessly shaving off all we've learned with their divine lathes. We retain the pale shadows of our souls, but knowledge, memory, self, all of it is cut away. Do the gods fear we might someday rival their strength if they do not? The trees of Ire Glanfeth possess souls as strong as any kith, and their entangled roots extend for miles. But dig beneath any of them, follow those roots, and you'll see they don't end but lead to a neighbor. There are many souls sharing one body. Why shouldn't willing kith be able to do the same? A limb may be grafted from one tree to the trunk of another, and in time, they'll bear sweeter fruit together than either might have alone. Mightn't it be possible, then, to graft a scion's soul to the rootstock of a willing kith? The souls wouldn't fracture, but coalesce. They'd grow stronger together. The gods see fractured souls, but they don't care for them. Damaged, broken people are abandoned by their makers to twist in the wind, given no succor, no relief. Would an intentionally fractured soul be similarly inconsequential to them? I will use their apathy against them. I will make their disdain serve me. A grafted soul is obscured from the sight of the gods. It spreads freely like a blood fever, but doesn't kill its host. No, I will be a fever of the spirit, invisible, unstoppable, eternal. I see the book up there. Oh my, there's a lot here. True stories from the living lands. Only the hardiest of explorers would dare take the long, dangerous trek to the living lands. While there is no denying its beauty, the diversity of plant life alone is an herbologist's dream. The inherent risk in blithely trekking through these pristine hills is more than most should undertake. Let me take a moment to tell you about the land itself. Rolling hills, greenery, and sun. The whole area feels like a succession of hills and valleys, each with its own ecosystem. While that declaration is a tad extreme, it can almost be said to be true. Combination of sun, geographical location, proximity to fresh water, valley depth, and the existence of hot springs have given the living lands a wide breadth of flora and fauna. Walk down a hillside into a valley and you will find lush, verdant hills. Climb the next rise and you might see nothing but rock and boiling mineral springs. And the creatures. In my travels, I've seen it all, and this place never ceases to amaze me. Reading this made me think of Yellowstone National Park. You should go there if you haven't been there. It's crazy. You'll be in one part, and it's just like this says, lush green trees, lakes, streams, and then you'll turn a corner, and then it's just rocks and boiling mineral springs. It's an amazing, amazing place. Trolls. I don't think we've seen trolls yet, have we? I will never forget my encounter with the trolls of the living lands. I had just narrowly avoided being consumed by a giant plant, more on that later, and was running as fast as I could to get away from it. I broke the crest of the hill, and the valley below was wide, green, wet, and covered with low, thick-branched trees. Vines grew everywhere. Between the trees, across the tops of them, down to the ground, it as a mess of vine and green. Maybe that's supposed to say it was a mess of vine and green? I don't know. Cautiously, I worked my way down toward the basin, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. And it's a good thing I did so. I noticed not all the trees appeared to be trees. I froze, dropping to the ground in an effort to minimize my appearance. One of the trees moved, lumbering slowly away from the cluster. It's then that I realized it was a troll stepping out from among the group of trees it had been resting against. With a few more steps, I would have walked right into their home. The camouflage these trolls exhibited far exceed any I had ever seen before. I hope to return again in the future and observe them more. Insects. While I have never seen them, I have read reports of giant insects in the living lands. Centipedes, flies, mosquitoes, and hornets, all 10 times the size you would see them elsewhere. Imagine making camp. You've just gotten everything set up. There's a nice fire going next to your shelter. Something is gently simmering in the cooking pot. You sit down, finally feeling like you can relax after a trying day. You feel it tickling at your feet, insistent and prolonged. Reaching down to brush whatever it is away, your hand comes in contact with something hard, long, and flexible winding its way around your boot. You look down to see a centipede the size of your arm casually making its way over your feet toward the far side of your camp. You would get out of that camp, wouldn't you? That's exactly what my friend did when he realized he had started his fire over a centipede nest. Plants. And lest we forget, do not let your guard down around the plants. I had discovered a wonderful collection of giant flowers. They were bright pink and grew in a circle around a central stalk. What an aroma! I lack the words to describe how delectable it was. Sweet, fruity, and light with just a hint of something tangy. Looking closer, I saw some berries growing on the stalk in the center of the flowers. Well, I just had to have them, so I started pushing my way through the flowers. Then the vines growing around the base of the plant began to twitch and the blooms turned toward me. It was at that moment I saw the blooms weren't actually flowers but hinged jaws. I had been fooled by its camouflage. I quickly retreated, pushing my way back out just in time. The blooms slammed shut. If I had still been standing there, trying in vain to reach the berries, I wouldn't be writing this book today. Oh my! Backpack containing copper skate, pelt, common wand, and more books to read. I enjoy reading the books. I hope you enjoy listening to me read them, but we will read more of them in the next episode, as it's time for me to end this one here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. If you did, why don't you let me know, leave me a like or a comment. If you're not a subscriber, why don't you please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you join me again in the next episode.